Alrighty y'all, I've got some chicken here, defrosted or semi-defrosted. We're using what we have, trying to save some money and not spend too much. This is what we have, and I have some heavy cream that needs to be used up, so we're gonna make a little Alfredo style pasta. This is still quite frozen. They're stuck together. I was gonna pound it out and put it in the bag, but it's quite stuck, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Again, we're not gonna be wasting any of this. The girls will eat it for dinner. Can't really tell what's what because it's so frozen. I thought it'd be more defrosted, but it ain't. So let's see here. If they're a bit broken up, I don't think I'll be too upset. Good enough. Not exactly sure what's going on here. It might be 2 pieces. I don't know. These look pretty good otherwise. I'm gonna try to slice them in half. It's a little easier sometimes when it's frozen too, which is nice. I'm gonna see if I can carefully chop this bit off, maybe separate it. Oh. See if I can just pound that bit out and good to go. I'm gonna set it in this bag. Might cook the girls' chicken up just yet. Alright y'all, I've turned my skillet on. I'm just gonna put the girls' chicken in and wash my hands again. It's probably not super hot yet. No, but it's good enough. Alright y'all, I'm gonna give these meats a pound while these cook. Looks like the girls' chicken could use a little flip. We're gonna turn down that heat a bit. Add a little water. Alright y'all, I pounded out my meat as thin as I can get without being completely obnoxious. And 2 pieces are still a bit frozen. The girl's chicken is almost done. I'm gonna put a ton of lemon pepper in. Some lawry salt, because this needs to be used up. And yes, she's kind of chunky. It's almost gone, and I'm not wasting it. And some paprika. I'm going to put a little olive oil in there. Ain't gonna hurt. I've got this little bowl here. I'm going to put the girls' chicken in it. So I'm going to give her a little scrape. Oh no. Turn it all the way down. Put some olive oil in there. I'm going to put a little water too. Well, maybe I should wait, huh? I'm going to try to coat all this. I'm really getting in there, but hopefully I don't destroy them too much. I slice it over pasta anyway. Looks delicious. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, coat the bottom. Put these in. That one's still a bit frozen. Turn it up more. This one's frozen too. Those look delicious. I'm going to throw this away. Those actually turned out really good. I'm going to throw a little bit more lawry's on there. I don't want it to be bland. From the looks of it, doesn't look like it's going to be too bad though. Paprika. Full coverage. We're just gonna let that fry up. I've got her on about half heat. Let that fry up. Here's the girls' chicken. Once it's almost done, after I flip them, I will put the water on the bowl for my pasta, and then we'll get going on the sauce in this skillet once this chicken is done. Alright y'all, I just took the lid off. Got some gross bits here, but we're gonna give them a flip. Steaming them with the lid on really cooked them. They're probably pretty much done, but I don't want undercooked chicken. To make sure it's cooked. I'm gonna turn up the heat so it can evaporate a bit, cook out, and might give them a little rotate too, as in give these two a little more space to get crisp, that color on there. We want that to evaporate big time. I've got my water on the boil actually too. Good thing because this is almost done. Then we'll put our noodles in. It says 11 to 12 minutes right there. I'll cover my chicken in a bowl and we'll get this show on the road. Alright y'all, most of these juices have evaporated. I put a thermometer on my chicken, all of them. They're in the 170s. So I'm going to remove them. Turn my pan all the way low. Actually turn it off. This one's going to be a snacker or something because that's very weird. I'm going to see if I can get these bits out, and I'm going to cover my chicken and let it cool a minute. Alright y'all, the heat is off on here. This is probably a 1/4 cup of butter. Now I'm trying to save money here. I'm going to use half of it. Turn my heat off, it's still off. I'm going to use about 1/8 cup, which is about a 1/4 cup of a stick. Sorry, a 1/4 stick. 3 little pieces here. I have no heat. I might add this little bit to even the brick out. There's no heat. I'm gonna let that melt a bit, get the dog hair off. My water's almost boiling. I've got like 4 or 5 big garlic cubes here. I'm gonna put all of that in. It's gonna be a bunch of delicious flavor. Now I don't want this to burn, which is why I have the heat off. My water is almost boiling now. I think these are just pepper pieces from the chicken. To make a roux, you get a fat in the skillet, then you put flour. Then it gets thick, you add your liquid, and it becomes thick for gravy and other things. Now, authentic wouldn't have flour, so we're gonna try that. I know my father has done it. I have not. I'm gonna try to get this garlic off the sides. I want this to cook a bit before I add the liquid, but I don't want it to burn. I give it a little high heat for a couple seconds and turn it back on low. My water's boiling. I'm gonna add the pasta. I already put salt in there, and this needs to go for 11 to 12 minutes. And I want to reserve some of that water. Give it a little heat for a second, turn it back down. I've got a can of French green beans here. It's cheaper than broccoli, so I'm going to use it. I like a vegetable with my meal. Turn back my garlic. I'm going to add the cream in just a minute. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit on here. You can see her bubbling. It's really sizzling now. Alright, now we have the cream. I'm not measuring, but it's about this full, maybe half. I don't want that to split or separate. Got it on pretty low. Need to keep an eye on my noodles. I didn't set a timer. It's not done yet. Dog hair. This time it's not done yet. I'm gonna add a pinch of nutmeg. Okay, 3 shakes. Salt. Not too much. And lots of pepper. I cut the heat on the pasta. It's not done yet, but I cut the heat. The pasta was done, beyond done. This is actually thickening up nice. It's on completely low and still getting a little simmer to her. I need more sauce. So we're going to add more heavy cream. We need to use it, and we probably want a lot of sauce. And I dumped the pasta, but I think I might have dumped most of the liquid out. We'll see if I get any in the pot. Like 3 drops. Alright y'all, this sauce should be done almost very soon also. These noodles have been through the ringer and they're not our ideal choice, but we have them, so we're gonna use them. It's my husband's bowl. Yeah, these noodles are a mess. They're just shredding. This sauce is pretty much done. I've got a bit of shredded Parmesan. Well, I shaved it. And it's crumbly because it's at the bottom of the bag. A handful with a tiny bit for topping. That'll bring in some thickness and saltiness. I want a little bit of that other garlic flavor too, so I'm gonna add a little powder. Hope it doesn't clump up, so I'm gonna stir that real quick. Maybe a little more nutmeg, I'm not sure. That fresh garlic is so strong. A little more salt and pepper. Give a little taste here. Maybe a little more salt. Just needed to thicken up a bit now. Tastes pretty good. Might benefit from a little onion. Well, that's a lot. That was more than I wanted, but ain't no turning back. You can really smell it now. Coming in with all the fat. Getting a little bubble on her. Beautiful. Now we just need her to thicken up a tad. I'm gonna try it now. We're getting there, y'all. And it's thickening up a bit. Doesn't even want to move. That's pretty good right there. You slide your finger on there, she don't want to move. That's it, it's done. I'm gonna kick up the heat for a second longer, stir around, and we're good to eat. Trying to get these seasoning bubbles out. Cut the heat. There it is. I'm gonna put some sauce in my husband's bowl here. I'm not messing around. We're getting the ladle, even though it's not gonna hold too much. Look at that coating, y'all. He's a saucy guy, so. Now this is with no flour. That's how it's supposed to be. Beautiful. I'm gonna cut up this chicken. Make sure it's cooked. Should be cooked. Give her a little slice. This isn't gonna be the prettiest chicken chop. It's not gonna work how I want, so we're just gonna sprinkle her on. Beautiful. A couple of them seasoning bits. Hit it with a little more sauce on that chicken. Little Parmesan. And there you have it, folks. Bon appetit. Right here in the cast iron skillet, y'all. It's a delicious dinner. Using up stuff I had, stuff I needed to use, and now my husband and I get to have a delicious dinner. Nutmeg in your white sauce, y'all. Don't skip. I'm gonna add a little salt. Tiny bit of pepper. More than a tiny bit. And it's good to eat, y'all. Bon appetit. I appreciate you joining me today in my kitchen. We created a delicious chicken dinner. I used ingredients we already had, stuff we needed to use up, that heavy cream. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This recipe is incredible, simple. I appreciate you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked, and if you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing and following us along on this venture and journey of life, ups and downs, when we have ingredients or don't. I hope you have a fabulous day. Thanks, guys.